So this video, I want to talk about one of the key components that differentiates what you do in this program, whether you choose to take the 8-week challenge or you just want to be in here for the resources. But regardless of that, this program is about finding your perfect body mastery, and that is harnessing your unique genetics and doing what works for your genes and really turning down the stress factors that come into play that I believe block your progress and that have you pushing when you could actually be turning around the stress and thriving to start with. And this is where the flow happens, when everything just seems easy and magical. Now, the key component that I have found from coaching hundreds of women and men through epigenetics, and then another 10 years on top of that, coaching people with their body composition, teaching them how to lower stress, having done this kind of intuitively as a coach, working with people as individuals already, but not actually having the science. The main thing that I have seen make this such a game changer is harnessing your genetics by using your top 3 health priorities. Now, you would know by now your top 3 health priorities. Now, you might be a beginner. You might have been someone who has coached with me over the last couple of years. You might be someone who has done your genetic profiling prior to coming across my path. So you should then have an understanding of what your top 3 health priorities are, and understanding too that they're not always food and fitness, and that this is obviously an important factor, but that, let's put that as the generic stuff that everyone kind of really needs to conquer. Like, you really need to, if you want to have a healthy, happy life, look at what you're consuming, find what's right for you, and same with the movement. So everyone needs those 2 factors. So let's just put them aside for a second, and let's just kind of sort of assume that you have done all the generic programs that you could do. So you've tried every single diet, every single health hack, every single fad or trend. You've had great coaches as well, so not to discredit any of these methods. And as you would see in the flexible dieting video, I talk about methods and principles. And principles, I think, apply in generic, but also I want to apply them into your genetic journey and use and harness these, because I know that this is why I do what I do with my coaching. Because for me, I had the food and fitness perfect. People used to make me feel like I was lying, or I must have been as compliant as I said I was. And, it was really disheartening. It was really hard to try harder than everyone else, being, a mesomorph. That's what we do, and still not getting the results. Or when it was just like letting go and flowing, it was so easy and I got everything that I wanted. And then looking back, I know that I can definitely correlate that to accidentally, intuitively, body directing me, through its instincts, who knows what, as me being in those top 3 health priorities. So as a connector, that means that I was in either, high social connection, or I was, in the right environment, or I was, using my mindset. So, or it was all 3 together. So, it's just amazing. And it's changed the game for myself and for my clients. So now I don't have to guess about those things or just try and figure it out. Or, if I gain weight and that's something that taps my body out of body mastery, weight gain for me goes to the midsection. It's unhealthy. It's uncomfortable. It's heavy. Fat becomes a feeling. Fat is a stress. For certain endomorph genetic types. So that's a heavy conserving energy kind of feeling. And I think any of the endos can actually relate to what I'm saying when I talk about that. And so when I consciously tap into those 3 top health priorities for myself or my clients, we automatically turn off stress. And then you can either start applying the generic food and fitness, those principles for fat loss, or whatever, you kind of on the journey of kind of working with. you can apply those principles and they work because there's nothing blocking you. And then you can understand that at other times they're not working so well because of these things. So we can address the right things first, and then you can get out of your own way. But when you go through this journey, you then have the confidence to understand, like I said in the generic kind of video about weighing yourself and measuring yourself, and then guessing whether something works, you now can have clarity. There's no hope and faith. There's obviously hope and faith in everything. I hope that you're one of those people like I am, but there's no just crossing your fingers and hoping that this works. You actually get to harness who you are. You get to do it in a way that makes you feel good, because you are supposed to feel good when you're achieving things and getting there. Obviously, you know, we have journeys to that, you know, and it's not always comfortable, but it can be way more comfortable when you know how to biohack your unique genetics. So if anything, please look at any documents that talk about your genetic top health priorities. If you've forgotten, go back and read the ebook. I'll pop the ebook in the resource center as well. Reach out to the group, have a chat about your health priorities. One of the great things that I find is knowing those top 3 health priorities as absolute non-negotiable go-tos in your micro day and your macro life will change the game for you. So this is how you can manage stress, from big traumas to little stresses, and keep the foundations of your house, so your body, and master it and really thrive and get that choice to thrive and understand, you know, if you do feel stressed, what's going on in your biology, how to tap back into your flow. Look up, I think it's Stephen Kotler, it's transient hypofrontality, so the part of the brain that goes into flow state. So like Lance Armstrong when he's in his athlete zone, Beethoven when he was in his music, an artist when they're, you know, Frida Kahlo when she was painting. Like, this is that flow state. We all have that. Mine, as I said, I'm a connector, I'm a talker, I love it, you know, and I light up. And if I'm doing tasks that are, you know, not connected type tasks, I will then go and do something that taps me in, and then go back to those tasks or leverage it with someone else. So, you know, we can't have a perfect life. We can't always escape. We can't always boycott these things, but we can, as I said, we can heighten our thriving biology and actually show up as our best self. So I really want you to do this. And one of the best things you could do, and it's so super simple, is just check in with yourself and your top 3 priorities each day, each morning. One of your protocols, it could be while you're in the, you know, in the stepper, just go into the space and ask yourself what is aligned in this priority and what's out of alignment, and then go and take an action on anything that's out of alignment, and really harness anything that is in alignment, and really be grateful for the fact that you can actually use these to biohack and just unapologetically be you. You're not being weird, you're not being funny. There's nothing strange about the fact that, as I said, I've got to socialize to feel safe. It's a hierarchy of needs. Don't forget that. It's inbuilt in your biology to be who you are. Biohack that, use the good points, understand the negatives or the perceived negatives, but keep your biology safe. That is thriving versus surviving. So keep your body in thriving. That will keep, you know, weight, health, diseases, all these things that we would like to not have affect our lives at bay. So just stay tuned, as I said, in the resources, and really make these a mandatory check-in with yourself.